Let's see if it'll go live. It is not. It says going live. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're live.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, we have no picture.
I've turned my internet off.
Oh, okay. I see what the problem is. Hold on.
Did you ever?
Okay, there we are.
Okay.
Okay, so let's
Restore the chat now.
Now, guys, I'm not sure what we're doing.
Now
People are coming in with their songs. Pop out chat. Y'all got to give me a second to get caught up. I had to figure out what I did stupid this time. This thing is really crazy. Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. I don't know the name of the song. Okay. We've got getting started on Homestead, and let's see, there was another one that's been in. Let's see what the name was. My Kentucky Home. Been kind of keeping me company. Can y'all hear us? I gotta know if everybody's hearing us.
John Henderson said, "Now you're live."
Yeah. Okay. So they've been keeping me company because when I set this thing up an hour ago, it automatically put a live chat up.
Oh.
And I didn't even turn OBS or the YouTube on. It just set it up automatically.
I got you.
So I asked them what their favorite song was as they came in. I see Silent Night, O Come Emmanuel.
Now, did you ask them their favorite Christmas song or just their favorite song?
I said Christmas.
Okay. You just said a favorite song.
Yeah. Well, they could have many favorite songs.
Okay. Because I was just wondering.
Okay, they're saying they hear.
Okay, we're belated just a little bit then.
Yeah. Just a little. It's kind of. Oh, so I see Duncan and Red Duchess. We got a whole bunch of people in. Too many to name. And this chat is not as big as the other, is it? It's hard to say.
It's.
Oh, Holy Night.
It's a little smaller, seems like.
Yeah, so it's going to make it a little.
Make it a little harder on my eyes. I can see that as far as I'm sitting away from it.
Yeah, well, I can pull it a little closer.
Okay.
They still can't see it, but we can. I'm trying to keep the computer out of the front of the screen, so we're okay. Christmas Shoes.
Christmas Shoes by Dolly. Is it Dolly Parton? Who's that sings Christmas Shoes? I heard it on radio the other day.
I hear it all the time, and
It's not Dolly Parton. It's Is it Reba?
Maybe.
I can't remember.
I don't know if it's even her. Winter Wonderland.
I like Winter Wonderland.
Yeah. I like rocking around the Christmas tree. I'm sorry. I like upbeat songs. So let's see.
Feliz Navidad. That was what was his name?
I know.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I can't think of names.
Freddie Fender?
No.
No, not Freddie Fender. Who is that?
No, I don't know. We have somebody from Vietnam. I mean,
Vietnam.
Wow. Welcome.
Yeah.
Sophia says she's finally on time.
Good deal.
So
John Lennon's So This Is Christmas. I don't know that song.
I remember that song too.
Yeah.
Mary, Did You Know? Okay, that was one of my all-time favorites.
That was a very hard song to sing because I've had to sing it before. It was a very hard song.
It is. I love it. It's a beautiful song. White Christmas.
Bing Crosby.
Christmas Cookies by George Strait. Beautiful Star Bethlehem. Dominic the Donkey. I've never heard that one. That must be a newer one.
Jose Feliciano.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it.
That's who it was. We have Dry Gulch all the
way from South Louisiana.
Not time to have a visit from her, I think.
It is.
No Place Like Home for the Holidays.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, talking about holiday stuff. What do we have some holiday stuff here. Did you put pictures up?
Charlie Brown Christmas music. I have no pictures.
You have no pictures.
No pictures. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to do all this just free-handed, you know?
Oh, this is bad, guys. We got no pictures tonight.
So tonight we thought we'd just show y'all some things that we got, and I was going to show a few things that some of it's older that we've had, and some of it, and we're going to do a decorating a Christmas tree, hopefully later this week. We have a tree.
We have a tree coming.
And I'm afraid it's going to be a dinky tree. He wanted a 9-foot tree. So
I wanted a 9-foot tree.
And
if you've got a cabin ceiling that's, I don't know, how tall is it? 16 foot up there or something? You know, I feel like 9 foot is not that tall.
Okay, so the cabin's not very big. And when you have to create a space,
well,
Danny said, okay, we can do a 3-foot around tree. Well, trees are not 3 foot around the bottom. I'm sorry, most of them are really a lot bigger than that.
They are.
So I ordered a pencil tree, 9 foot tall, and I'm afraid it's going to look weird. I'm just sorry. You know, it's 3 feet and 3 inches around at the base.
Okay.
And it ain't much bigger than that at the top.
That's the width of that door.
But it's not much bigger than that at the top. It's a skinny tree. I'm hoping that all of y'all will send me enough ornaments that I can hide this skinny tree. That's what I'm hoping. Now, I got a good start already.
If you go to, look, I've been to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and all them places during Christmas, and you see all these trees decorated in these places. They're just little pencil trees, and they look beautiful.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought I would show y'all. Let's get it where we can see it. Is it even going to show up?
Yeah, you got it. It says Danny and Wanda.
Okay. This was given to us for our first Christmas in 2013. And so I thought I would put that on our tree because that's ours. That's our first Christmas. These two, let me show you these two. Now, where are we at? I can't figure out. I need to do it. Okay. This one's a heart. This is a cross. Anybody that's seen Crazy Days knows. I got these from Betty's Box of Blessings, and I thought these were awesome, so I'm keeping these. Somebody asked about Snoopy and asked me, did I have, I think, Woodstock. Well, I do, but he's with Snoopy on the little house. That's the one I have. And then I have the little choo-choo train. I told you it was a train. We have Lucy. We have Linus and a snowman on a sleigh. And all these hooked together. We have Snoopy on the head of the train. And we have Charlie Brown and his little tree. And they hook together. You can see the holes and the hooks that hook them all together. Or you can hang them separately on the tree. And then we got a card this week. I already had those. That was something we had. And so let me see who this one was from, because I'm all right. Sally and Ron Ellis. Okay. This is a stand-up card. You fold it down and it stands up on its own. Isn't that pretty awesome? I'd not seen one of these before, and I thought Danny had tore it up in the car. He didn't know how to make it work.
I didn't know how to make it work, yeah. Yeah.
So then these came from Lisa Brown. Let me get them up there. And she sent the hangers too, and these are some nice little hangers. If I can get them unhooked. See the hangers? I haven't seen any like this. Okay, now let me get them up. Now this looks like it's folded fabric. I'm not sure. This one's not twisting. Okay. Isn't that gorgeous? It looks like it's been folded into this, and I don't know how she did it, but it's pretty. They're awesome. Okay. You got something you want to say before I keep going?
No, I'm just sitting here enjoying this. I love looking at the ornaments that people have sent for the tree.
Okay. Now, Stringfield Ridge.
I remember this one because I took it out of the pack.
Danny played in the stuff. He
she went into the stores while I stayed in the car.
And he went through all
I went through all the packages.
Usually I'm the one that opens everything. But Stringfield Ridge Farms, Lee and Teresa, and I thought when I first saw the end of it, it was a feather. I thought Lee did this, but now I'm not so sure. It might have been Teresa, so I won't give Lee all the credit. But look at this.
Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful.
Now he didn't explain which feathers or what kind, but isn't that beautiful to hang on a tree? I thought it was awesome. And I'm trying to keep these together because when I do the tree, I want to mention who put them on there. Or who sent them. And then after that, I probably won't remember once I take them out and leave them alone. Nancy Bullis. Now this one was really pretty cool.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. Here, look at this. This is a corn shuck doll.
I did not even think about that, but corn shuck dolls were really popular way back in the day. So corn shuck doll from Nancy. I thought that was pretty.
That was pretty neat there.
Yeah, I'm amazed. These things are awesome. Okay, so now Sophie sent two things. Danny's been playing with these.
I have to admit, I've been playing with them.
Hold on. And this is the other one. These lights
Sophie sent both of them?
Yes. And some batteries. These things run on batteries. And guys, we have had a lot of fun. I was watching Gemini's Homestead's live stream last night, sitting outside trying to get signal, and Danny's at the big picture window in the cabin playing with the lights.
I was playing with those lights. I had so much fun. I mean, they got like 8 or 10 settings on the lights, and they're battery operated, which was really cool. And I could sit there and make them, and some of them are colored, some of them are just the bright whites. I mean, I had a blast sitting there messing with them.
Okay, now this one.
This one.
There's several, so I'm going to have Danny kind of help me with this one. Oh, I'm sticking to the tape. This is from Tony. How do you say that? Batkovich?
Butkovich.
I'm not sure, but I've seen Tony in the in the chat. I know he was at one point. I don't know if he's still there or not, but these are very special.
Am I going to show it one at a time?
Yeah, one at a time.
Well, this one's the elephant?
Yes. These are all
wooden ornaments. This one here is a little elephant.
And then you have the bear. Okay.
Almost like these are circus ones or something.
Yes. And then we have the tiger. Isn't that awesome? Art says he's sending you a 10-foot tree.
Oh, yes.
All right.
All right.
And look at this. All this is from Tony. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? It is actually made out of wire. Let me show you. It's a really good sturdy wire and wood. It's a sleigh. Well, I say it's wood. And painted with little stars. Isn't that awesome?
Morton Outdoors in southeast Texas, yes, you probably still can plant carrots. You just got to keep them covered when they're little. We have videos on how to do it.
Okay, and then the rest of this is from Tony also. These, now I kind of remember this, so I think this is very impressive here. This is a whole assortment of little mini wooden, I think they're all wooden.
I think so.
I think they're all wooden. You've got an assortment of little characters here. I remember these, so this is special. This takes up a good bit of space, and I'm loving it. I said, oh my goodness, we're going to have enough to start our tree anyway.
We'll be able to start it, yeah.
And I've got the gold and red balls. I bought a few gold ones, and we already had some red. And I got to find my last little thing here. All right, this is from Tony. Let me get that back in the box because I'm trying to keep up with this, guys. I'm trying to do a good deal. Now, Miss Gemini sent Mr. Buddy up to the attic, and she thought I needed lights. So now I've got enough lights. I think I'm gonna put them on the stairs. I think this is a, is it say a 6-pack?
This is a 6-pack of candle lights.
Of lights. There's, hold this. There's 2 like this. Look at this. This looks like a little genie lantern type thing. Lights that has the bull rub bronze brass bottom. There's 2 of those. There's an extra one already that the battery works actually in it, y'all. She left me a battery. All right, and then she sent, I think it was 5 of the smaller ones. So I have enough lights to do quite a bit here. Then she sent me an assortment of gold and red ornaments like the ones I'm gonna have on the tree. So she sent me a, I don't know, how many would you say is in there? 25 at least?
There's probably at least 20 of them in there.
Then she sent me some mini ornaments. It looks like a cuckoo clock, a gingerbread man, a snowman, a Christmas tree, a candy cane. It's a wide assortment of little mini ornaments. And then look at this.
Now that's awesome right there. Little, is that bells?
This is a hat.
A hat?
That's
like a baby's hat.
It does, or a basket. Maybe
it's a basket. I think
maybe I've got it upside down.
I'm sorry. You had it upside down. That's a basket.
Guys, y'all gotta forgive me. It's a basket. Then we have, I'm not sure. I thought that was a tree. Okay, I'm not sure. Danny says I'm doing it wrong, but I thought it's a tree. It hangs like this.
Looks good to me. Yeah.
This is a tree.
It's like a tree. These are just doilies.
Yeah.
Snowflakes.
This is a wreath.
Oh, a wreath. Okay.
Now we come to the snowflake.
There we go. Snowflakes.
So isn't that awesome? Okay. I think that's it. And she sent Danny something. What did you get? You even remember?
I've got so much stuff this week.
No, what did Gemini send you? She thought she...
Oh, she sent me... Miss Denise thought she broke my carrot cedar, my little tiny cedar thing, and which she did not. But now I have 2 of them to be able to plant little tiny seeds, which means the next time we plant the garden, Wanda will get to help.
She's coming back to harvest carrots, she said.
No, well that's good. And actually, Denise, they're actually doing pretty good. I think the ones that me and Buddy done is doing really good. But I have to admit. I really have to admit that the Kuroda carrots that was sent to us from Hawaii is outperforming all of them.
Oh, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful. They're up about, I don't know, what, 2.5, 3 inches tall.
Where the others is maybe
the other ones is only like maybe 1.5 to 2 inches. I mean, so the Kurodas are outperforming all of them.
And y'all, do y'all remember the Rice Krispie treats? I had to make some a couple of days ago. We got these all the time at Christmas. Are you going to bring Danny ice skating in Columbia? I kind of doubt he's going to ice skate, but he loves to skate.
I used to skate like crazy, but since I've been broke all to pieces, I don't know if I want to get on skates or not anymore.
Mark said we could hang the tree upside down. Well, Dee sent me a picture of hers.
Dee sent a picture of it. I wish we had that on there.
Dee sent one of her tree, and it was gorgeous, hanging upside down from her ceiling. I loved it. I'm
trying to catch up on some of the...
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Sophia said, yep, you need a 10-foot tree, Danny.
Well, when we get through with all the ornaments and stuff, we may need
I wanted a bigger tree, but 9 foot was about all that Wanda would go for.
Well, I looked, but I thought a skinny tree is... I'm just not sure about the skinny tree thing.
Well, we can always put it up if we don't like it, send it back.
Yeah, I know. I'm really worried that the skinny tree is going to be really skinny, but we don't have a whole lot of room.
I agree with Jackie. Never protect your tree from your grandkids. When grandkids come here, they know, do not touch nothing.
Yeah.
If you do, there's going to be a repercussion.
I taught my kids that way. We always put our tree up. I had friends that would put stuff around it and all this. My oldest.
Hold on, I need to answer one here.
You got one?
Well, it says, I don't understand the purpose for hanging a tree upside down. Is there a reason for it? Gardening from scratch. The original first Christmas trees in the Victorian homes were all hung upside down. The first Christmas trees were hung upside down.
I thought they were hung right side up, just hung from the ceiling.
They were hung from the ceiling upside down.
I thought they were hung right side up. You sure?
Maybe it was right side up. They were hung from the ceiling.
They were hung from the ceiling, but they were
were hung. Yeah, they were hung right side up, but they were hung from the ceilings.
Because they didn't have nothing.
They didn't make tree stands.
Yeah.
They hung them from the ceilings.
Yeah.
Sophie says, I have a skinny tree.
I'm hoping I'm gonna like a skinny tree. I'm gonna just be honest with you. But I taught my kids not to mess with things. Tried to, and we didn't keep them from the tree, but my youngest son was about 1.5 years old. Well, he was a little over 1 year old because he started walking at 9 months. He was born in January, so he was almost 1 year old, put it that way, at Christmas.
Oh, Mr. Tom popped in. Hello, Mr. Tom.
And I was watching, doing something in the kitchen, and I looked and I saw him sitting in the floor, and he just happened to get his gift. But he had it ripped open. He had a dump truck there sitting playing with it. He had figured it out. It's the 2-patient cruise bedtime. Oh, Mimsy's got to get her patients to bed.
Oh, okay. Bye, Mimsy.
Yeah, she's asking for prayer for father-in-law.
Yeah, there was 2 of them. I'm having to catch up with it while you were talking there.
Yeah, because I'm not. To me, this is harder to read.
It is. It's a lot. Is the writing smaller?
The writing is smaller, and it's on black.
Yeah, it's got a black background.
It just makes it harder for me.
Yeah, I'm having to squinch my eyes a little bit just to see this one.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay, Jackie says, we have a 9-foot skinny tree, but it sure doesn't seem skinny to me.
I'm hoping it's going to look okay because we don't have very much room, or either we're going to have to clear out some room. And we don't have, if I move the table out, but he says we're not moving the table out right now. He's going to build a table.
I'm going to build a table.
But the table we have now is the
We just have a round table right now. Mm-hmm. It's about 3 feet in diameter, so it's about right.
Yeah. But we need the table.
Yeah.
To build one.
I like what Brenda said. I never child-proofed my house. Oh, I house-proofed my children.
Jim and I said it is hard to read that black background.
It is. That's very hard.
Why did we switch? We didn't.
We didn't. YouTube made it mandatory by the end of December. We have to go to this new system in order to do live streams.
Or upload
videos or anything like that, because they're doing away with the what they call it, the classic. They're doing away with the classic,
and Wanda's been holding out till now using the classic, and in about 3 weeks it's going to go away, and I have got to learn this new system.
Yeah, we don't particularly.
I don't like it.
We don't like change.
And a while ago we went live around 4 o'clock this afternoon, and when we got through, I shut off OBS. And shut everything down, turned the computer off, went and done my thing, went and turned my phone on to check.
20 minutes later, we realized it's still live.
It was live for about an hour.
Yeah.
I had to call Daryl from 2 Family and go, what do I do to turn off this live stream? And he had to walk me through it. It was so funny.
Oh.
So hopefully after we go live tonight, we'll figure out how to shut everything down and we won't be live for hours.
Actually, Homestead Hippie says, hello from the rainy Arizona desert. Homestead Hippie, we are needing rain bad here. It has missed us every time. We didn't get none this week. It was just, we sit there in the bed in the cabin and I heard it sprinkle on the roof and I was like, yes, and then all of a sudden, never rained. I got up the next morning and the downspouts from the rain gutters wasn't even wet underneath them, so I was just very disappointed. Our pigs, the poor creatures, the holler's all dried up. I'm having to run some water down there for them. So
Okie Rob says beta takes longer to upload. Beta takes longer to do everything. When you turn your computer on, it just sits there and spins and spins and it's just slow.
It is. It's we don't particularly care for it, to be honest with you, but
we don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice. And I'm with Red Duchess Farms. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's all. Everybody's always trying to do something better, but you know what I mean? If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Somebody, that reminds me of a comment today. Now I hope y'all weren't in the chat, just saying. Somebody went back and watched one of my videos. It was an older one where I was cooking. And you know, I've still got that Sunbeam mixer.
Oh yeah,
and I've been using this. It ain't even my Sunbeam mixer. This was it Debbie's or Debbie's mama?
Debbie's mother's.
Okay, so that tells you
how old it is.
This Sunbeam mixer is. I've been using this mixer since I've been out here 6 years. And when I do videos and I show mixing something, it is a Sunbeam mixer. So somebody went back to one of those videos and says, you need to retire that mixer. And I'm like, if it ain't broke, why fix it? You know, it's still working. I'm getting my money's worth. I didn't have to spend a lot of money on a mixer, and this one still mixes my cakes and stuff just fine.
And that's the whole thing, is a lot of the tools that we use around here at Deep South Homestead are old tools. I mean, there's nothing wrong. You will never replace a hoe in the garden. I don't care what you do. You just, I mean, unless you put black plastic down, but you still got to weed around it by hand. I mean,
you got to do something.
You got to do something, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. People try to perfect everything. That's part of today's society, and I agree with better because I like our air conditioner. I think, but if I never had air conditioning, I wouldn't know what it is, and I wouldn't miss it.
Yep, you know? That's what I'm saying. I did not have air conditioning until I was almost 20 years old. And up until that point, I did not know what it was. I went to people's house who had it, and I thought I was going to freeze to death. But then once I got used to it, I didn't want to do without it. I mean, it's weird.
Yeah. And see, Sunbeam's been out of business for I don't know how long. I mean, it's been 15, 20 years Sunbeam's been gone.
I didn't know they was out of business.
Oh, yeah, they went out a long time ago.
And you know, the crazy thing about it is I used to demo chainsaws for the Husqvarna people. And they would bring me a new chainsaw to use. And I would tell them, I said, well, this broke on it, or like the cranking apparatus on the side of it. I told them, I said, well, they're called dogs inside there that catches the motor and cranks it when you pull the cord. I told them, I said, well, y'all changed away from the aluminum dogs and went to these nylon ones, and I have problems with them breaking. And they said, well, we had to change from the aluminums because nothing ever went wrong with them. We wasn't selling any. So we had to fix something where it would break so people would buy parts. And I always thought that was just wrong.
But that's the world today.
Yeah, I felt it just.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We wouldn't need air conditioning if we'd never been introduced to it.
No.
Danny and I are learning really quickly. Now, this summer it was extremely hot.
Yeah, it's a bad summer.
We stayed in the cabin some of the hottest nights there was with no air conditioner. And I'm one that I think I've got to have the air conditioner all the time. And we stayed over there. We had a little bitty fan that's about this big, and we had a mini generator that ran it for what, 4 hours?
We could get 5 if it was on low.
Yeah, on low, and it's a little fan.
Yeah.
And that was it. And we made it every night, and we were not sweating. We were not hot.
No, it wasn't hot.
And we've been over there the last month almost, for the most part of a month. And it's not been really cold. It's not really been hot.
Well, we had one night at the cabin that got really cold.
Yeah.
It was in the 20s, and that's the video we put up on Patreon where we had to insulate the floor.
Yeah.
Because it got pretty cold.
But it's been in the 30s, and we have really adjusted to it, which is just amazing to us that we've adjusted so well.
The thing about it is until this week, we actually finished the ceiling in it this week. We have videos on Patreon coming up. Well, we do already have them up on Patreon about finishing the ceilings. We grew up, I mean, we spent nights over there, it was cool. But now that we have these ceilings up, it's beginning to, everything we do, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you this, it's done got so tight, the cabin, that when we build a fire in the fireplace, I have to open the door.
He's good. Okay, Rita wants to know, do you store your axe handle up or down?
Down.
Okay.
The head to the floor.
Homestead Hippie said she had her grandfather's potato digger. He made it himself when he was about 20, so it's about 130 years old. Wow. He cut an old spade to about 3 inches wide and then cut a V at the bottom, and it works great.
I have, as a matter of fact, I have a hoe at the cabin. The one you used to cut the potatoes off with, that hoe was a homemade hoe. Welded onto an old gooseneck one, and it's made out of a saw blade, which is old sawmill saw blade. That thing is fine. Wanda, what does your shirt say?
Once I drink the coffee, then I do the things. I got this from, let me see, I didn't forget the name of the company that sent it. I got a little something here. I don't even know where it went. Stories you can wear, Thread Tank, T-A-N-K, Thread Tank was where it came from. They sent me 3 shirts, and this was one of them. And I'm one of those that I have to have coffee before I do things, right?
Yep, I make her coffee every morning.
All right, heat rises, vents out the attic. Yeah. I'm having time because these it's just all
I'm just trying to keep
going
up
together.
And the central
Arizona says she has her family garden hoe too from.
Well, Mr. Tom's got what we had whenever I was a kid. He's got the big old attic fan in the hall.
Yeah.
I can remember, Mr. Tom, we would turn that thing on when I was a kid, and Mom and them had linoleum floors back then, and the reason they had linoleum was there was cracks in the floor, and if you had linoleum floor, it would stop the wind from coming through the floor. But when Daddy would turn the attic fan on, the linoleum would rise up off the floor. It was nailed around the edges, but you could, when you walked on it, it would mash down with you because there was air between it and the floor.
Yeah. We liked ours. Ours was in the hallway too, and it would just pull some air through there. It was awesome.
I'm trying to read. Homestead Hippie said he had her grandfather's hammer that he made himself
to leave with his wife when he went off to the Civil War. It was for hammering nails, tenderizing meat, and protecting herself. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Tamara says coffee is a thing for her, except
not just a cup, but a pot or two.
Well, I was drinking quite a bit of coffee. I was up to 3 or 4 cups a day, but I'm having to cut back, so 1 cup a day. I'm trying to stay there.
Deborah said Rick finally learned after 38 years to let her have her coffee before he asked for anything.
Yep. Good man. I like Mr. Rick, Dr. Rick. He's doing really well. He's a good friend of ours. Have I done much canning? No. I ain't had no time.
We ain't had no time here lately. We've been busting it every day. Right
now we have bacon that we have not done anything with. So
we have 4 sides of pork bellies that have got to, I'm talking about 3-foot pork bellies that's got to be cured.
So we've got to do some of that. Sweetheart background, check on your icon in the upper right hand of the page. Look on the scroll down tab and click dark theme. It should be able to turn it light again from there.
Okay.
That. Sweetheart, send me a message at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.
Toggle timestamps in the participants.
No.
No.
And ours don't have it. You are the one that gave me the idea for the name for my dessert. So send me your address at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com if you hadn't seen my video today on Crazy Days. Let's see.
Yeah, we thought about putting an attic fan in the cabin, and we might still. I might still put a fan in that'll fit in the window upstairs.
I don't know. I'm not liking that idea. I'm not wanting to cover any windows, and he's.
Yeah, but when it comes summertime, if I can turn that fan on, I would need to be able to run it 12 volt. But
yeah,
if I could turn a fan on and pull some air through the house, I think it would be better.
And see, we're having issues with somebody wants to put plastic over my back door, and so.
Well, the problem is we bought an old wooden door for the back door. It was actually an interior door. It's not an exterior door. And it's not a 9-light crossbuck, but it is a 9-light door. But the problem is it's not insulated. And I told Wanda, I said, look, why can't we just put some plastic over the screen door on the outside to keep the wind from cooling that door off so cool the cabin would stay a lot warmer. But she doesn't want me to put plastic over the screen door because she's afraid it's going to look crazy. And it can't nobody but the woods to see it because it's only facing the woods. I don't get it. I mean, I'd rather keep the cabin warm.
So I guess the deal is, I told him we went to town to hunt. Now, used to, and you guys remember this, most of you do, your mama would put this big plastic sheet over the door at Christmas time that was either a Christmas scene or something like that. It could have been Santa Claus, it could be a Christmas tree, it could be a giant wreath or something. We couldn't find a sheet of plastic nowhere because I told him he could put that over the door if he'd do a Christmas decoration. And he agreed to that, but I couldn't find one. And I went online looking and I found 4 or 5, but I just really didn't want Santa Claus or something like that. I was looking for something that might say Merry Christmas and have a wreath or something, but I just didn't find it. Used to, you could get them for $1 a piece all over the place.
I don't know if it's Jennifer or Donnie wants me to describe using witching sticks.
Oh.
There's 2 different ways of doing witching sticks. My dad told me I was born with a veil, and he said, son, kids born with veils have the gift of being able to witch water. Now you can use dowsing rods that are made from brass and they have like a piece of hose in them that cross back and forth. But my dad showed me how to use a peach limb, and we hold it in your hands, and as you go over water, it would actually turn and go down to the water. Now, I have been able to find water successfully on several places, but I'm not going to promise you that I know how to do it perfect. But it's just, Dad told me to use a peach limb or a persimmon to do it with, or you can use the brass dowsing rods.
Some of them's taken up for you, and they say, I might want a warm behind. Actually, cabin's warm, but we haven't gotten really heavy, cold, blowing winds. And I told him he could put plastic if I don't find anything, but somebody said I could use like vinyl tablecloths that I can buy by the yard.
Oh, you could.
And we can get that at Walmart because I saw it. I do know that. So
you could get a nice design.
I probably could, and it would look okay. I could find something that would look better than a sheet of plastic. And then those have a backing on them, so that would really hold the heat in.
Yeah.
And then if it was nothing but a plain one, I could just put a wreath or something on it and make it pretty.
Yeah.
So I think that would work. Somebody said an automotive heater is 12 volt.
It is. It is. It's an automotive one. It is. Or the blower is. Let's put not the heater, but the blower is. Rita said her dad used to use a willow branch. Now, my grandpa talked about using a willow branch.
Jim and I said the peach stem was used, but not for finding water.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mama used to tell us the son go out there. Well, there was 2 trees we had in the yard. We had peach trees and we had a bridal wreath.
Mine was a plum tree.
And she would say, go get me a limb off the bridal wreath or go get me a limb out of the peach tree, depending on the severity of the whipping.
Bonnie wants to know, can we do a video on how we're going to filter the rain catchment from the ICBM container? There's going to be a video on that.
Yeah, matter of fact, I finished.
Maybe a week or two, but
I finished the guttering this morning.
Yeah.
I just don't have the platform built to put the rain catchment tote on yet. I've got to get that built before I can actually go any further. And then I have to get the downspout thing that transfers the water from the downspout over to the tote. I don't have one of those. I got to see what they cost and see if I can afford to get one.
He's got a lot of the things, but he's finding there's more pieces to the puzzle than just running a gutter and putting a catchment there.
Yeah, you gotta be able to screen out trash. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you gotta have. I mean, it's called a diverter that goes in your downspout. I don't have one. I got to find out how much they cost and see if we can even afford one because I got to have 3 of them. And we'll just have to wait to see when I can afford to get them. And then I got to be able to get the fitting to go in the top of the tank. And then I got to change the fitting on the bottom of the tank so I can actually make the water come out and go like it needs to.
Yeah. So we have to, he's working on, we just finished the ceiling. Putting all the boards in the ceiling. He's not through with the ceiling. So we do have to do the trim work in the ceiling and the false beams and stuff. And for the people on YouTube, I just put up the first outside wall, the log wall.
We just put the first outside log wall up on it.
And somebody was asking about the porch and stuff. I don't know that we videoed any of him doing the porch because I wasn't over there when he was putting the porch on. He did it piece by piece.
I did the porch piece by piece throughout the summer because it was so hot.
Yeah.
I had to just work a couple hours at a time, and Wanda was trying to do gardening.
And canning and things like that. So we did not get a lot videoed on the porch. I'm hoping I have enough pictures that I've taken that I can throw together some kind of video and put out for showing how he did the porch. And he may have to do a talk. I don't know. We'll have to see on that. And then we'll do the walk around to the finished logs on the outside.
Sharon says, Danny, look at the guy set up in Philadelphia, Mississippi. That must be Home and Sticks.
Yeah, probably.
Dan.
Yeah.
I did see he put a video up. I haven't watched it yet though.
Is it on rain catchment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see here.
So if you want.
Sinclair said first flush diverter for the downspout. Yep.
We're
actually going to use our water for our toilets and everything too. That's the reason I got to make sure it's screened and cleaned real good.
Yeah. We're not planning on drinking it. We're planning on using it for the toilets to start with. And then if it's extra and we need it in the gardenings, we would have it.
Rita says if you want spotted calves, place the spotted tree limb where the calves go to drink. Now, I'm not Abraham. I mean, not Abraham. Jacob.
Yeah, one of them.
I'm not Jacob. I don't know if it'd work for me.
Yeah. We may have a spotted calf. We don't know.
We may have one. I don't know.
We're still on calf watch.
She's starting to bag up a little bit today, so.
Yeah, so anytime in the next week or two, we actually thought the 22nd, 23rd?
The 22nd or 23rd of December was when I actually figure it will happen, so.
So anytime between now and then, we're just waiting. And we have a black bull and a red cow. So we could have a spotted calf.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. Handyman has a great catchment videos.
Yeah, in the Arizona desert.
Yeah.
On all 4 corners of the big shed, we will send you pics
of the setup.
That's okay. Rick and them. Okay.
Yeah, because he was looking at some today.
Hey, Food Forest Permaculture. Deborah, did y'all use the BM big totes, or do you actually have like 55-gallon drums? Which one do you actually have?
Or something like Home Depot type.
Like the Home Depot type barrels with the water spigots in the bottom? Because we was actually going to buy a couple of them when we get the money.
We thought we might do that on the front so that they
kind of match the cabin and don't distract from the looks of it.
Rob from Arizona.
Oh, Rob's home from Afghanistan.
Wow. Well, that is awesome. I'm glad you
Thank you for your service, Rob. I'm glad you was able to.
I'm glad you're going to get to spend Christmas maybe at home this time. That's awesome. Let's see.
Okay.
You can add
PV extension straight down with the floating bottle inside to act as first flush.
Yeah.
I've heard about that, but I don't exactly know how it works.
Strawberry chocolate milk.
Oh.
Well, we were hoping for a female until we got to talking about it, and our whole purpose is to have some beef to eat. So we've got 3 females, so it would be nice to have a
if we got a male,
go ahead and fix so we could have it within a few months. It'd probably take, you said, nearly a year.
It'd take nearly a year for him to be big enough to butcher to get the good marbling in the meat and everything. Yeah.
So our whole purpose is to possibly have some meat from these cows in the future. But if we have a female, it does add to our herd.
Deborah says 1,500-gallon containers from Tractor Supply. Rick used PVC connectors to the gutters with a first flush.
Okay.
Okay.
Country Homestead Preacher said their son graduated from the police academy yesterday.
Wow.
And received the highest GPA award. Wow. That is great. I didn't realize they had one that old.
I didn't realize they had one that old either.
They look so young.
They do look young. Her Donnie looks so young.
Not saying y'all are old.
Oh.
Just not saying y'all old, but you look very young to have somebody graduating from the police academy.
Yeah, Deborah, I would like to have the details on that from Rick if you don't mind. Because it looks like, well, I don't know, I'm putting in this system and we ain't getting no rain, so.
Well, that brings me to the sink that we were gonna get. Well, we've got a sink coming.
Yeah, we have a sink coming.
And we're in the hardware store, and Danny's sitting there, and we're going with oil rub bronze and everything. So we're looking at it, and the owner of the hardware store is standing there, and he's showing Danny the sink, the faucet, and Danny's going, but we don't need the spray nozzle. And the owner says, well, I don't know, maybe it can be taken off or something. So they're opening it up. Danny goes, I really don't need the spray nozzle. He said, I guess I could take it off or do something. I said, Danny, the whole purpose is we don't even need the faucet. I said, we don't have any running water.
We didn't have any running water
yet. He goes, okay, point taken, never mind. So he bought the faucet with the spray
nozzle. I bought the faucet with the spray nozzle on it anyway.
Because we don't even need a faucet. It's a mute point.
It's a mute point. It's just for looks right now.
It was so funny.
Their oldest is 25, 21, 12, 10, and 7.
Wow.
I did not. I've seen the 12, 10, and 7, but
I didn't think about them having the 2 older. I knew they had another child or so, but I didn't realize they were that old.
Wow.
Okay, so what else we got going on? Mainly we've been working at the cabin.
Just at the cabin. We've been spending most of our time at the cabin. I did amend the soil, some of it with some wood ashes. I did do that. We did eradicate some raccoons from the place.
Sandy's traveling. Well, be safe, girl.
Not much other.
I have tried to clean house. I'm trying to get this house straightened up and cleaned, and so I'm doing a little bit of that. Trying to get it where when it gets toward Christmas, we can make a trip or two. I do want to go see family this time, and we usually try to do that around Christmas. And so I don't want to be last minute having everything kind of feel like it's pushing me. And we go to the cabin, 4:30 to 5, just about every evening.
Around no later than 5, yeah.
And by 7 or so, I'm usually in bed, and he's been asleep. He usually dozes off and on all the time. So, are you reading Rob's?
Yeah, I'm reading Rob's there. Rob, I don't know anything about any of that, Rob. I'm having this. This is all a learning experience for me.
Yeah.
Says you'll have to have the right size container for the first flush before it is diverted to the storage tank. It is sized by the surface area of your roof.
Ah.
See, I had no idea. I don't.
You gotta learn those.
It's a ratio.
Formulas.
It's a formula to put it together. Yeah.
Is it okay to use mulch in the gardens?
Yeah. Yeah, you can use mulch in the garden. Just realize with mulch, if you're in the south, there's gonna come insects and bugs, but fire ants and everything else. But
Sinclair said people think I'm too young to have an 8-month-old. He's got a puppy. I guess that's what Sinclair's talking about. I'm pretty sure. You have to know Sinclair, guys.
Okay, Rob says I have a 55-gallon barrel for the first flush and a 10 by 40 roof.
Okay.
Okay, my roof is, gosh, my roof is 12 by 40.
It ain't that big. It's 30.
Yeah, but the overhangs, it's 40.
Overhangs is 40?
It's 30, I'm sorry, it's 36.
Yeah.
It's 12 by 46 on one of them. 36 on one of them. And the other one is 12 plus 10 is 22 by 36. So
yeah, you'd have to know a ratio, but maybe a 55-gallon would work.
Yeah, I may have to have a 55-gallon drum first, and then once it fills it up, it can go into the other one or something. So,
guys, my thoughts is we've talked a little bit about Christmas, and we hadn't really gotten into thoughts on Christmas. Do I even want to go there?
No, whatever.
No, we've had a lot of people say something about Christmas, and a lot of you do Christmas, a lot of you do not do Christmas. But we thought this year we would bring back a traditional Christmas.
Yeah.
When we were kids, Danny and I talked about this a lot this week. When we were kids, we remember Christmas was always. I don't even know anybody that didn't celebrate Christmas back then. Do you?
Oh yeah, we didn't celebrate it
when you got older, but I mean when you were young.
When I was a small kid, no, everybody that we knew celebrated Christmas.
Everybody we knew celebrated Christmas. It started becoming a deal in the late 70s?
The late 70s, we didn't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did. And I didn't know anybody that didn't celebrate Christmas really until probably in the 90s. I mean, I was probably more sheltered than he was. And so Christmas is something that we decided we wanted to make a nice tree, a traditional, but we want to remember the reason for the season. Yeah. We want it to be special. And Danny and I always celebrate it together every year, Christmas Day, with music and all kinds of stuff. And that is one of our goals this year, is to bring you guys along. That's why we had the ornaments and stuff in the beginning, to show that. Even though we know, I'm like Saddle Ridge, we know it's not December 25th. We don't really know which day, and there's no point in arguing when it was.
Morton Outdoors, we don't plant iceberg lettuce. We only do romaine or butter crunch.
Butter crunch is the
okay. I'm just trying to catch some of this, and Rob does say there is a formula on
them. Jackie said they decided to put a tree up this year, and it took a week. It probably will take a week here too.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't, I mean, if so many people come down on us because we put a tree up, we're not worshiping the tree.
No.
It's just something that, as a childhood memory, we want to just do something old-fashioned. It means absolutely nothing to us. We know that Christ was not born on December the 25th, like Wanda said. We know all this stuff. It's just simply keeping a tradition that from a childhood, and we wanted to, like she said, take y'all along, let y'all be a part of it. If you want to provide some ornaments for the trees, then that's fine. We'll mention you and put your ornaments on the tree too.
And see, like Rita and New Day are saying, the things that you remember from childhood, like the Christmas story, a box of oranges or bananas or fruit, apples, nuts, whatever. Then you have the ribbon candy.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom, it was round, it was wooden, and it had a round thing in the middle. It had the little sticks and the nutcracker in the middle. And she would fill it full of mixed nuts, and we would walk by and crack a nut and eat it. And she would have like walnuts and what were the others? The bag would always have in it. There was walnuts.
You have Brazil nuts, cashews, hazelnuts.
Yeah, all
walnuts, almonds, all that kind of stuff in it. Yeah.
You would get the big tin can of popcorn.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'd have 3 different kinds. Sometimes they might just get you one kind. But seems like you had an aunt somewhere that was going to get you a can of popcorn at all. And just simply putting up the tree and watching the lights. Watching Danny play with the lights last night was funny. Anyway, it was really cute.
Yeah, I mean, Rita's actually talking about Jonathan Cahn there. Jonathan Cahn is actually an excellent guy to listen to if you want to know historical facts about biblical things. I'm almost in agreement with Jonathan Cahn that Christ was born on Nisan 1, 6 BC. It varies from year to year. Sometimes it's in April, sometimes it's in March. It just depends on the Jewish calendar is different than ours. Ours is a Gregorian calendar, theirs is not. It just depends because they have 360 days or 363 days in a year. Ours only has 365. So, I mean, it's a little bit different.
The green and red spice drops on a thorny tree. I remember that. We did
we used to have the gumdrop tree.
We had to make the gumdrop tree. I had not remembered
We would go out in the woods and cut down an old wild Osage orange with the long green thorns on it and come in here and put it on a stand and stick the different colored gumdrops on
it. Brenda says she needs to get a nap. She has to keep her fire going. It's probably still cold there. Somebody says something about stringing popcorn and stuff. We thought about that. It's just according to whether we have time. It's according to what,
Yeah, it's important whether we get to string it or eat it. It's a big toss-up with us because popcorn's like a delicacy to us.
We like to eat it.
We like to eat it, so
And the other thing is those lifesaver books. I got a lifesaver book every year for Christmas.
Yeah.
Every year, Mom gave us one, and she always got my dad the peppermint candy. And she got the sticks. They were probably about this tall and about that big around. And Daddy would break off pieces all year long. I mean, it was a huge
I remember
stick
those.
of candy.
I remember those.
I've not seen any in years. I don't know what a stick of peppermint candy like that would cost now.
It probably cost out the yin.
Back then, she could get it for $2 or $3, and now it'd probably be $50 for that big of a stick of peppermint. You eat it while you string it. I'd probably eat it and wouldn't get much strung.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We would eat it while we strung. We'd have to keep popping it.
And I've looked for the Lifesaver books, and they have a general knockoff. And last year, I think somebody gave us one, and I thought it had Lifesaver candy. I opened it up, and it was full of gummies and little plastic bags stuffed in the side with gummies. And I just don't like gummies. I'm sorry. So
Salvador's chocolate coins wrapped in gold foil. I do remember that.
The orange slices and the candy canes.
Yeah.
Mom always hung her candy canes. You could get them in plastic. There were little bitty candy canes about this big in a plastic bag, and she would stick the hanger and hang them on the tree. And by the time Christmas came, she didn't have any peppermint on the tree. We would go by and get one every time we turn around.
Dried fruit garland, live, seeing those fruit pieces together. Yes.
Yeah, the Lifesaver was the only way you could get the
butternut.
Yes.
I don't know. I never got anything like that.
They were awesome. That was my favorite. The butter rum, maybe. Is that what they call them? Butter rum? Yeah, with popcorn with real butter. Oh my. We had popcorn 3 or 4 days ago. And you had to have chocolate. Everybody had to have chocolate.
Now, we had some hot chocolate occasionally.
And watch Charlie Brown. We watch Charlie Brown every year. Okay, they said you can get the life-saving
Vermont Country Store online.
Oh, okay. So we may have to look and see. The Tootsie Rolls. Oh yes, you got Tootsie Rolls every year in a can. I do remember that. Let's see. Okay, you get Danny, Wanda, Amanda, and Sunshine together.
And you get a lot of popcorn.
We got to get her out of Arkansas first.
Yeah, she's stuck in Arkansas for a while. She'll be up there for
hard Christmas candy in a candy dish. Yes, that hard. You could get the ribbon candy, which I love the ribbon candy, but you also there was hard pieces that just and they were individual. They weren't wrapped. But they were just in a bag, and they would put them in the candy dish. People don't do that anymore because they don't want other people touching all their stuff. Everything has to be individually wrapped.
Arizona online said we had baskets, wire baskets they popped popcorn in. We got an old-fashioned hard Christmas candy. It's so good. Hubby has to make popcorn. Has to have popcorn every night, Barb says.
That song, Hard Candy Christmas by Dolly Parton.
That's what I was thinking about that. Yeah.
I love that song. And to be honest with y'all, I have already figured out if we have a female cow, since Dolly is the mama, the baby's going to be named Candy. Now, if we have a male, I don't know what we're doing. But now, if it's a female, Candy is her name because of Hard Candy Christmas. That's where I came up with it. Already named her. Danny keeps saying him, and I'm saying it's a her, so we don't know.
Okay, well, it's already after 9 o'clock, guys. You got to put your prayer requests up if you have any tonight, so we don't keep everybody up together.
Oh, Andy Williams Christmas, yes.
Oh, I remember Andy Williams.
Yeah.
Orange, apple, Lou. I'm trying to read Lou's there. Peppermint sticks, hard candies, and a quarter. Used to get all that stuff in stockings. Now, you know, my mama would always put a stocking out for us.
Yeah, and yeah, you got all that in your stocking. I do remember that.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, we
have thoroughly enjoyed sitting here tonight talking about some of the things that you guys sent us. And if any of you want to continue to send ornaments to go on the tree, we'll be putting the tree up later this week if it arrives like it's supposed to. And we'll be doing a video on it.
If I don't send it back.
Yeah, if you don't send it back. But you know, we'll and if you don't want your name mentioned on YouTube, just say so and we won't mention it.
Yes. And we do want to be thankful that Sarah at Living Traditions.
Yeah, she got good reports. She called us and talked to us.
I talked to us yesterday. Yep. She and I had a good long talk, and I was just ecstatic because she was okay. Everything was going to be, you know, she's got to live with it, but it's okay.
Life with Linda says, please pray for me. I'll be alone till right after Christmas.
And I saw someone say, pray for the JoJo.
Yeah.
JoJo.
Southern Blessed Homestead says her husband needs a new job.
For better health.
One of them needs miracle healing. Got past me before I seen it.
Yes.
Do we have a pickle for our tree? Yes, we do have.
We did. I'd never heard of that.
That's a German thing. Yes.
About 3-4 years ago, our neighbor gave us one for Christmas, and that was the first time I'd heard of it. And you put the pickle on the tree, and then the kids try to find it, and the one that finds it first gets to open the first gift. I thought that was cool.
Halfway Home says, please pray for her dad. They buried her grandma yesterday. She was 100 years old, and my dad is having a very hard time. Look, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I lost mine at 40-something, so I can only imagine you have one that long.
Oh, New Day Farm says her daughter got salmonella and some type of bacterial infection on a trip to Costa Rica.
Oh, wow. Okay. We want to continue to remember the Zach Bauer family and the loss of his wife, Jamie, and you know them through the holiday season. She actually passed on Thanksgiving Day, which was kind of rough. But want to remember Zach and his family. They're very good people. We know them. They're really nice people. Eric from Life and Farmland still going through some issues. Starry Hilder still having some issues. And the guys, there's just Gemini's on here. She's been having some problems that she's been, dealing with. We got lots of people here who really need prayers throughout the holidays. So,
and just keep me in your prayers.
And keep Wanda. Wanda's got a thyroid issue that we're trying to make a decision on.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things that you have to figure it out sometimes. And
yeah.
I think it'll be all right. We just gotta. I mean, I don't feel bad, so I feel okay. Yeah, Two Family put up a PayPal account for Zach. Thank you. If you want to help an American Homestead out, use that PayPal account that she put up.
Be sure and go to friends and family, though, so that it don't take extra money out of what you send.
Yeah, always use that.
Always use friends and family. Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and say our prayer tonight. Father, we're so thankful that we've had a time tonight to sit and spend with our friends. And Father, we are so appreciative to each and every one of them for spending time with us. It means a lot to us. We appreciate each and every one of them. We love each and every one of them. And we pray that in some small way, maybe we can be a blessing to them, Father. So many of them are blessings to us. And that is something that we'll always be appreciative of. And we thank you for allowing them to be our friends, Father. And Lord, we just want everybody to have a wonderful holiday. And that's one reason we were remembering Zach as he lost his wife, Jamie, during the holiday season. Lord, I pray for that family that they would be able to overcome the tragedy that's happened to them and find some sort of closure and peace throughout the holidays. And the kids can maybe move forward with their life, and Zach and the family, and Father, that they can just, just have peace, Father. That's all I can pray for them. They have grace and peace. And Lord, there's so many others that's been mentioned here tonight. You see the list here tonight. Many, many people need jobs. They need healing. They have doctor's appointments and all these different things, Lord. They just, throughout the holiday season, life goes on. Just because it's the holidays doesn't mean that our life changes. And I just pray for all the ones who have medical reasons here tonight. And Father, the ones that gave the praise reports here tonight, we want to thank you that you do answer prayer, and that people do have praise reports, and they do get answers to prayers. And Father, that's why we pray, is because we know you're a gracious God who will come before us, and you will answer our prayers and meet our needs and give us the peace and the grace that we need when we need it, and answer our prayers for us now. And Father, we just want you to go with us throughout the night. Help us to all rest comfortably tonight, and give us good health, good strength. Grant us all, Father, tonight the blessings of obedience and the fruits of the Spirit, Father, so that we might be able to live a better life before our family and our loved ones now. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay.
All right. So thank you guys for the prayers. So they're adding us to their church prayer list.
Yes.
Sophie. Mary says she's on meds for the thyroid. Most people are, but
most people are. One is trying to avoid that if at all possible.
But the doctor doesn't even talk about it yet. He says mine is functioning normally. So if it's functioning normally, they don't want to irritate it, I guess.
They don't want to do anything. I mean, they want her to go have a biopsy to see if it's anything malignant or not. But it's just one of those things that we gotta think about what to do.
Yeah. So and see, as long as it doesn't bother me too much, my throat, and that's their biggest concern, is my throat. So
yeah.
We will see.
Okay.
All right.
Do you remember how to stop this thing tonight? Because we're not dealing with classic anymore.
Oh my goodness, guys. We're going to try this.
We're going to try this, guys. We're going to try to get off of here
and see if the chat doesn't go away.
Yeah, we just screwed up if it didn't. Because,
y'all just keep posting in big letters. shut down the stream. That's all I can talk.
My Kentucky home says, want to talk to Miss Heidi over at Rainy Country.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all later. We're going to try this.
If we don't go away, just laugh with us. That's all I can say.
And call Daryl. Yeah, we had to call Daryl earlier to get out of this thing. So we're going to try this, and we hope we'll see y'all next week.
Okay, guys.